It's very long, it's in 6/8 time, it's very repetitive.
Now what? La 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 di di da. Thank God for that part.
I don't think it's that great a melody.
I don't think it's that good a song, to tell you the truth.
Really?
What do you f***ing say?
It's wild to think that the legend himself, Billy Joel, doesn't think that his signature song is that good of a song. Luckily for him, there's a lot of people that don't agree.
I'm sorry, as soon as you hear a couple of phrases, you're singing the whole damn thing.
On everybody's top 10 list is going to be Piano Man. It just is.
Billy is a person that can paint a picture for you with words, and it's unique to him.
Is it the most requested song in the world? Probably. Is it maybe a little overplayed at times? Yeah. But is it still incredibly fun to play? Yes. And over 50 years after its release, Piano Man has remained Billy's most requested song and one of the most well-known songs in all of pop music. But it did have a bit of a bumpy road to success and took a while to catch on. So how did this barroom waltz break through the mold and become a cultural phenomenon? Let's find out together as we dive into the genius of Billy Joel's Piano Man.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us.
Billy Joel's early days were filled with frustration and failure, but those hard times put him on the path that would eventually lead to the Piano Man.
My first recording contract was a really bad deal. I signed away my copyrights, my publishing, my royalties, and I hid out. I got an attorney, I got an accountant. I said, I've got to get out of this deal. And to make a living, I worked in a piano bar in the Wilshire district in LA, the executive room. And that's where Piano Man came from.
Billy knew that these characters at the executive lounge, John at the bar, a real estate novelist, a Navy man, and a politically inclined waitress, it was all going to be lyrical gold.
And I thought as I was playing in this gig, I said, I gotta write a song about this.
Piano Man begins with that iconic piano intro. And it really doesn't sound like the intro to a pop song at all. It's more like something you'd hear from a jazz pianist. That dissonance and chromaticism could seem super out of place with the rest of the song, but Billy makes it work because he actually brings that back later on in his bluesy piano solo. And while not typically thought of as a jazz musician, Billy was clearly influenced by jazz and the blues. Billy also drew inspiration from the musicians that players like Art, Oscar, and Bill got their ideas from, the classical composers.
Uptown Girl. It could have been a Mozart piece.
This influence is so apparent in Piano Man. I mean, just for a second, let's look at the main chord progression. It's a descending bass line from C major, harmonized with chords in both root position and inversions. And honestly, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find voice leading smoother than that anywhere else in pop music. But it commonly appears in classical repertoire like this piece by Christian Petzold that's typically attributed to Bach, written in 1720. Or this one that's actually written by Bach. The la la dee dee da part contains another classical Easter egg. This section features another descending progression, but this time using colors from the key of A minor, which is the relative minor of our home key of C major. This passage could be considered a variant of the lament bass, which is a descending minor progression that composers have been using for centuries, typically to show, like reflection or sorrow or things like that. Okay, Billy's use of the bass also kind of shows us where we are in the story. So at this point, think about this. An old man asks Billy to play me a memory. He's not really sure how it goes.
But it's sad and it's sweet and I knew it complete.
And I just imagine this old man coming up to Billy while he's playing the piano, and he's saying, oh, can you play me the song? It goes like la 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 dee dee da. I can't remember how it goes though, but something like that.
Son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes. La 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 da da da.
And eventually this moment is replaced by a brighter feeling when we get back to C major in the chorus.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight.
But this use of the relative minor and major to highlight a shift between melancholy and joy is a go-to device for composers, and Billy uses it to great effect.
Well, I'm sure that I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. Oh, la la la, di di da.
The Piano Man is a song that I believe every piano player should learn at some point in their musical journey. I learned this back in 2011, one of the first songs I ever really learned how to play, and it actually got me into university for jazz piano, funny enough. And my favorite thing about the song, it's not the bluesy piano solo or the fun waltz rhythm, it's actually looking around the room and seeing it all the smiles and the memories attached to this one song. Because that's what music has the power to do. And if you actually want to learn this song, we have it inside the members area where you can check it out for free with a link below this video. Because the true magic of the Piano Man is its simplicity. It has a relatively small amount of melodic and harmonic ideas. So the question is, how does it manage to stay interesting for over 5 minutes? It's just a few simple, well-placed touches that keep the arrangement evolving without the need for new material. For example, Billy uses the same melody for both the verses and the choruses. And honestly, it can get pretty repetitive when you play it just as a solo piano piece. But he manages to keep it interesting by occasionally, taking the melody up an octave.
Waitresses practicing politics as the businessmen slowly get stoned.
Now what? La la la.
Or maybe adding an instrumental interlude just to kind of break up the vocals. And he also decides to take a sick piano solo over the very last la 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 section rather than singing it. Once again, adding something new without having to write a different melody or chord progression. I will say this, I think that this is the one song on the planet where piano players and harmonica players have this sort of unspoken camaraderie about, because we are both requested this song anytime we sit at our instrument or pick it up. And it's so funny because I feel this special bond to harmonica players. And the harmonica, I think it does add a lot to the track, but I always see those memes. It's like, for a song called The Piano Man, there's a whole lot of harmonica going on. But joking aside, the studio musicians do add a ton of interest to the track. They play with such great dynamics, ranging from a gentle waltz at the beginning to basically a pub chant.
It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer.
And the instrumentation itself also makes this track really, really special.
And when they play it on a piano as an instrumental, it gets really boring because it's the same thing over and over and over and over.
Now, in my opinion, these are crazy things for a 6-time Grammy Award winner to say about his own song. If I'm being honest, does he have better songs? I mean, I personally think so, but the truth is that the simplicity of the Piano Man is its superpower. Why? Because at the end of the day, it makes the music serve the story. The melody and lyrics are everything in a pop song, and it's what separates hits from flops.
The lyrics are like limericks, really. John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me drinks for free. He's quick with the joke. At a light, if he's smoking, there's unbelievable to be. Right.
Therefore, the music can't be so busy that it distracts from the vocals, but it also has to have enough complexity in its own right to keep the listener engaged. And it's clear that Billy, the session musicians, and production team were all so locked in on achieving this balance, which is why they ended up creating such a banger.
When I first heard Billy, it was like, wait a minute, who's this? Billy's melodies are better than mine. He had a great sense of drama. He had the magic.
Now, in Billy's defense, it can be hard as an artist to praise your own work. But Billy does seem to concede that The Piano Man is indeed a pretty great song.
I think it's a decent song.
Oh, Billy, Billy boy.
When it was released in 1973, Billy didn't think The Piano Man would be that successful.
At the time, I was totally shocked that they wanted to put it out as a single. It's in 6/8 time, which is a waltz. It's a long song, and the topic is a bit depressing. It didn't go gold or anything when it came out, but it got a lot of airplay.
This airplay got Piano Man to number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on the Adult Contemporary chart, which I should say is a very respectable performance, but it wasn't exactly a smash hit either. Over the decades, its cultural impact continued to grow.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
eventually earning a place in the Grammy Hall of Fame and the Library of Congress National Recording Registry. And even with bigger hits in his catalog like We Didn't Start the Fire and It's Still Rock and Roll to Me, Piano Man remains Billy's signature song and a crowd favorite.
If I don't do that song, people get really angry.
Like all timeless songs, Piano Man isn't great because of one single thing. It's a combination of elements working together. The rocking waltz feel, the simple melody, relatable characters, limerick rhythms, elegant voice leading, and the musical influences who are ranging from Bach to bebop, all uniting to create one epic sing-along. And that's the genius of Billy Joel's Piano Man.